Hello, I'm Jamie McIntosh, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the benefits of establishing whole food markets everywhere besides big cities that already obviously have whole food markets. Whole food markets are becoming more and more popular all over the United States and for all the right and healthy reasons. But despite the growing numbers for the healthy food markets, it appears that they're not being established in smaller towns, such as Hutchinson, Kansas. Though organic food has been around for decades, it used to be found mainly in specialty stores like Whole Foods, confined to small sections in the produce section, which obviously is not a lot of organic foods. I went to a Whole Food market in Colorado about 2 years ago, and until I stepped inside one, I had no idea of what they are actually for, and I became very aware of all of the benefits that they have. Today I will provide info about what whole food markets are and how they are how beneficial they can be. First, I'm going to talk about some of the history of these markets and what they mean. I discovered in the New York Times from an article written by Dennis Blank titled Natural Food Stores Pursue Organic Seals of Approval. Blank states, in early June, Whole Food Market, Inc. of Austin, Texas, the nation's largest chain of organic food supermarkets with sales of $2.7 million last year, became the first major grocery chain in the nation to receive independent organic certification for every one of its stores, 140 in all. I see it as more of an investment, spending in the brand consistent with what Whole Foods' strategy has been to make a national brand consistent with its mission statement, said Andrew Wolf, analyst at RBC Capital Markets. It will bring more shoppers into the store. Whole Foods certification is intended to assure consumers that produce, meats, and other foods that are sold as organic, free of conventional pesticides or fertilization, antibiotics, or other growth hormones that are usually in meats and vegetables and fruits, and they're not mixed with non-organic foods with processed shipping or stored. The inspectors also check where the storage areas are free of pesticides that might find their way into the organic foods. Blank states, until recently, only farmers and processors had sought organic certification, which involves a review of purchasing and shipping documents and inspectors of field crops, processing plants. The cost of certification accounts for part of the higher prices of organic foods. For years, and Whole Food markets have been marked for high prices, which is why people don't seem to think that organic is better than just the regular foods, because of the high prices. And for years, whole food markets have been mocked for the high prices. According to Newsweek article written by Daniel McGinn titled "The Green Machine," they are addressing the issue of high prices that Compare has launched a lower price brand called 365 Everyday Value, and it is organic. The organic seals of approval, which simply state the customer if it's organic or not, generally costs $1,000 to $2,000 a store for them to inspect it and make sure that it is all organic. If stores choose certification, however, they must separate organic foods from conventional ones, especially in the produce area. And this is the seal that you look for when looking for whole organic foods, because some of them might be organic, but they might not be all organic. If they have like 100% organic, it could be, but again, look for the seal, and that is the most important thing. According to Blank, Whole Foods, the main competitor, Wild Oats Market, based in Boulder, Colorado, which has 101 stores and has almost $1 billion in sales last year, said that it is now considering pursuing organic certification of its caffeine and juice bars. Some smaller independent health food stores are also lining up and are more than a dozen have been certified. So there are more certification for organic foods in the supermarkets now than there ever were, but Whole Food stores obviously still have the most organic food. And now that I've given you a little bit of info about what Whole Food stores contain and where they are originated, I will now talk to you about what they are, why they are so important to have near your city. And according to U.S. News and World Report in an academic journal written by Betsy Curno, the green invasion, everything is going organic from mustard to chocolate chips. Organic products are popping up in the cereal aisles amid rows of canned goods, and besides bottles of salad dressing and everything is going organic. Though organic food has been around for decades, it is used to be found mainly in specialty stores. And getting specific with so many choices, consumers may wonder what they're really getting when they buy newfangled organic food. Though the organic label is often perceived as a synonymous with helpful, virtuous, or just plain better, organic has a specific definition. Organic products can be grown with pesticides or most synthetic fertilizers, while animals must not be injected with antibiotics or growth hormones. Barton states, to earn the 100% organic label under the USD system, a food must contain only organically produced ingredients, which is this label again. Next in line is organic, in which at least 95% of the ingredients must be organic. The other 5% must be an approved ingredient. Those are mostly preservatives, thickeners, or other things such as baking sodas or spices. Products that have at least 70% of ingredients can sport the term made with organic ingredients. Anything less than the food gets no boasting rights. Now that you know how to spot real organic food and know that there are an abundance of healthier options out there, I will tell you about celiac disease and why it affects Whole Food markets and the people who shop there. Celiac disease is a chronic digestive found in individuals who experience a toxic immune response when they ingest gluten. There is no cure for celiac disease. The only known treatment is a lifelong adherence to gluten-free diet. If gluten is ingested, it could lead to life-threatening nutritional deficiencies for that person. Celiac disease is a very common disease. The University of Maryland studied over 13,000 subjects, demonstrated the prevalence that 1 in every 133 Americans have celiac disease, and the study was released in 2003, and it hasn't come to the light until today with the Whole Food markets. Gluten is defined at the mixture of many protein fragments found in common cereal grains, wheat, rye, barley, and sometimes oats. Wheat is the only grain considered to contain true gluten. And current scientific consensus is that rice and corn are considered safe for celiacs, because celiacs have to watch what they eat, so they carefully. So Whole Food markets should be established everywhere for that reason, because celiacs, there are just aisles and aisles of gluten-free food that they know it's gluten-free, and they don't have to guess and make themselves sick by eating something that accidentally has wheat or other ingredients that will make them sick. I know about 4 people who have been diagnosed with celiac disease, and they all have said how much a Whole Food market would benefit them in trying to find just everyday food that they can eat. I simply believe establishing more of these markets would be beneficial for healthier living and convenient for everyone. So today I have provided you with information about why Whole Food markets are beneficial and should be established in more areas of the United States. It's a hefty investment in a successful market. It is investment in your life. Eating foods that are healthier for you should always be your first option. If you're against animal cruelty, you should also be for Whole Food markets, simply because of the way farm animals are treated and the growth hormones that are given to them before the process. Last but not least, I believe whole food markets are like grocery stores who just want to go green. I don't see why people shouldn't be persuaded to whole food markets, because they will only benefit themselves if they understand why they are so important to society. I simply believe establishing more of these markets would be beneficial for healthier living and convenient for everyone. So I hope you all have learned a little bit about whole food markets and the awareness of them and how great they can be for someone living with celiac disease or just wants to be healthier. And instead of just a little corner in the produce section at Dillon's or Walmart, I believe that a whole food market should be established everywhere, because it is for everyday living and it's for a long and happy life. So thank you for listening today.